Hey guys, welcome to our review of Mashin Sentai Kiramager, episode 42. As always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
Cinder Blaze.
I'm Aresol.
Dudes. Welcome back. On today's episode, we are reviewing the episode of okay, well, this is our review, and we're gonna get into your comments after that, because we did a whole watch along where we got your comments from it, and we'll talk about it. But, hey... This is a good episode. I liked it. As we are ramping toward the finale, we're actually trying to build a narrative out for the end of it, and I appreciate that. They set up, or not set up. They called back to a lot of the connections that each of the characters have had with various people. Within their circles, so I really like that, and I don't know, it seems like good foundation, good foundation, especially for a redemption arc.
A redemption arc? What are you talking about? I'm pretty sure that Garza's going full evil.
But I mean, Judo is able to see the best in people. And the first thing he did when he saw the gold Garza was say it was the coolest thing he'd ever seen.
Yeah, but he could have been, plotting to use that special move against Odin in the first place. So there's that. He's always kind of planning to do heinous shit at the blink of an eye,
Mm-hmm.
But that's that. Overall, this episode was just it was really fun. When we actually see Jiro go back to his school and we meet up with that one character that we kind of said was going to show up probably once at the very end of the series. There she is with some real shitty ass friends. But you know what? I found that whole scene kind of charming.
Yeah, they would not leave the classroom.
It's like, haven't you heard this COVID out there? I'm staying in here. Yeah, for him to kind of actually like his school life compared to whatever it was before, we just felt like an outcast basically, and to kind of get that ripped away from him, kind of it really helps set up, oh well, shit's actually changing now. There's actual consequences for what the villains have been doing this entire series. So I'm really glad that they're slowly dropping things here and there, and they're probably going to build up even more upon it next episode, where the Kiramagers have to do something because shit is going wrong. It's not like everyone's just turning into cats, It's just I mean, I guess for this one, they're just turning in Muddites because, you can't really do anything too harsh.
Yeah.
But
not like cats.
Overall.
You can't turn them into furries.
Yeah, that's atrocious.
Yeah.
This was a great episode. I really like Garza's whole plan of become the second face of the Emperor and then take him down from the inside. Literally.
Go ahead. Never mind.
What?
His whole plan hinged on whatever the hell Crunchula was gonna do, and it was just bomb.
Yeah. Bomb.
It was a giant plastic bomb, dude. What do you expect is gonna happen? But honestly, I think that this plot kind of hinged on the Jotunheim Emperor agreeing to this. When he submitted his application to second phase of the Jotunheim Empire, he sees it and he reads, "Backstabbed his entire planet, is very power hungry." Those are the first two sentences to describe Garza, and he's just sure, why the hell not? So I believe that even though he's kind of been backstabbed and Garza's kind of taking over, if he doesn't come back at the very final episode, because maybe he does get the redemption arc and they get like another ally to fight the Yunai Emperor at his fullest. Um, like if that doesn't happen, then I'm just kind of like, well, that's a bit bullshit, you know. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I think like it's going to make sense like in the long run, so I'm not gonna like dwell on it too much. It's just kind of funny in the moment.
I like that it establishes that the different personalities within the Emperor aren't necessarily like they haven't necessarily been there the entire time. He can take other people into him, which really makes me question what Yodana's whole thing is.
That's true.
Because like she doesn't seem aware of any of it.
I mean, maybe she was put in very early.
Yeah.
In her life.
I feel like she might be a contingency plan. Like the Emperor can come back because of her or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But...
yeah. She might also be like one of the weaker forms. Like she doesn't need as thick of like a fart to live in. So so yeah, just as a container for his, soul.
Sure.
Like she works pretty well.
Yeah. Outside of that though, like I don't know if there was much else to say. Like it was solid. Don't get me wrong, and like we had great moments between the jewels and stuff, but I feel like it was a pretty straightforward sort of episode.
Yeah. We're just it's like a part 1 of what 4 episode finale.
Yeah.
Is probably what this is gonna end up being. Which has been the case for Sentai for the past few years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was honestly surprised that Garza was the artist in the family. Because I just assumed that he was just bitter his entire life. I didn't really expect him to even be that shade of... or that color. Like, do they just change colors depending on how evil they are? Like, I'm pretty sure, like, everyone Crystalia is kind of, like, judges him by his color. That's probably really messed up, but... that was a little bit odd.
I mean, they potentially they could be tying their affiliation to color of crystal, hue of crystal. Whether it's a mechanic of the show or not, it is pretty dicey that they would put that in there. But I do like that they're throwing in seeds to give this connection between Garza and Judo. Whether or not he gets redeemed, I feel like it's at least going to build to a better final conflict. Or something. When that comes to a head, it can only be entertaining.
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of hope that he does become an ally at the very end, just because the king has been such a shitty ally that I kind of want the entire group to kind of like cling on to Garza like he's like the hottest shit, just to make Odin like maybe like a little jealous, because he kind of deserves that.
Yeah. But all right. Did we have anything else before we dived into the comments?
Number 1 ending of the entire series.
Oh my God, yeah. Bar none. I went back and watched our reaction to that multiple times. It was great.
Oh man.
Yeah, alright. Let's hop into some comments. First up, we have Andy L, who says, "They got me for the twist. Although it should be dead giveaway by that name. Kiramager have been weeks not feeling like ending, and now finally it seems to be closing up the story. Finger crossed they have a good way to end it." Yeah. I don't know, like the twist did get me as well. I mean, you could watch the watch along. But yeah, I'm glad they're at least building to something. I feel like, what was it? Ninja and to an extent, Ryu Soldiers sort of just abruptly ended.
Yeah,
Ryu
they
Soldier had
do
a few
not care
episodes,
about the plot.
but, yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I would definitely say that for Ryu Soldier, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Dustin Smith, who says, if there is one word to describe this episode, it's absolutely badass.
That's
So
not one word.
that's 2 words. First of all, I like how this episode explained the mechanic with Jotunheim, with how the multiple masks work, about one has to prove their worth to become a mask of his. Originally, I was a little worried with Garza bringing Crunchula back because I thought they were going to spat on his character growth with this episode. But luckily they didn't, since he only created the bomb to help Garza defeat Emperor Yodan so he could take over and get a sweet looking second form to boot. Although something about how Emperor Yodan, with how he supposedly died, makes me think he's not done yet. After all, I didn't see him explode. Again, in Super Sentai, with a villain, no kablooey, no death. But we'll see. Also, we got to see Mizuki. It's good to know that they didn't forget about that established connection with Juru and her, although it seems like he might have to fight her after she gets caught in that dark fog. That causes human to behave like muddy foot soldiers. So we'll see where that goes. And of course, who could forget Garza Beyblade move? While kind of goofy, actually worked surprisingly well. And I do find it quite interesting. At the beginning of the episode, Juru gets a flashback with what he thinks was young Oradin, but it was actually Garza, but he wasn't a dark gem being then. I wonder what happened that caused him to embrace the dark side, but more likely we'll see. So, fantastic first episode into the end game of Kiramager. Next episode, the Kiramagers go to the Jotunheim world to save King Aradin, while Juru and Garza have a duel. The two battle with spirits as Garza conjures up a wolf spirit, as Juru conjures up a phoenix spirit. Let it rip.
Hey, we match Ranger now. Let's go.
So yeah, thank you.
Next time we're gonna figure out that Garza's actually Juru's father, and then.
All right. Next comment comes from Zangatsu Black 92. Haven't seen from you before, to my knowledge, so welcome in. Garza always felt like a final villain to me, design-wise. Glad they put some respect on his name. Also, love how the show explores the positive and negative aspects of imagination. This has been such a fun series to watch weekly. I'll miss Kiramager. Absolutely. It's becoming one of my favorites. Just because I do really like how Juru takes that overly cheery nature and makes it watchable, makes it entertaining. When in so many other examples of this archetype, it's been a little grating and kind of overbearing. Like Juru
Yeah.
balances well.
Juru is also not how do I put this? Stupid? Like he's not
Oh
like
yeah.
super bright,
Mhm.
but a lot of that character archetype tends to just be a moron who spews the same catchphrase over and over again.
Yeah.
So
I also appreciate, and this may be diving a bit too far into like full series review, but I do like how the show has been able to balance its characters, and it really does feel like a team.
Yeah.
Even going so far as to like making the power up a team power up, and everyone can use it, except for Silver, because screw him apparently. Yeah, I don't know. Good stuff. Anyways, do you guys have anything else before we got the hell out of here?
nope.
No? Alright. Dun 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 dun! But no, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the episode, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about our thoughts about your thoughts about this episode. Also, let me know. Do you think Garza's going to get redeemed or no? We'll see what happens. While you're down there in the description, there are some links to how you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement by donating money, signing petitions, and watching videos. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.
Okay, so they didn't balance the characters that well. Like, did you know that we had a Pink Ranger? Because I sometimes forgot.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I do remember we have a Pink Ranger, and she's great. She had